Hello everyone, Cowbunker here, and today I said I was going to do a video because I have like a sore throat. This is like a weird sore throat. It's not scratchy at all. I don't feel like coughing. It just hurts. My throat just hurts right now. But you know what? The Nick All-Star Brawl 2 stuff came out. There's a ton of footage here from IGN along with an article from Game Informer, and like, I'm just gonna suck it up. I took some ibuprofen. I'll be good to go, but if I sound a little different, then that is what's going on. But yeah, as you can see, we got all kinds of footage for basically 5 minutes of footage to go over here. And most of this footage is news, so I just want to talk about all the new stuff that we're seeing in here, and we'll go from there. First, let's just watch the video. You see 4-player battles. They seem pretty fun. Stage Hazard's really fun. We're seeing that hammer move from Jenny. It looks like she can use it in the air, so that is really cool. We're seeing Rocco, character we don't see very often. He might be one of the next characters to get a spotlight if he's getting shown off here a lot. Now we see some online play, and as you can see, online seems to run pretty smooth. Great, that's honestly my biggest fear with Nick All-Star Brawl 2, is that when it launches there might be, I don't know, some problem with online and people just immediately run off of it, and I don't want that to happen. Plankton is huge, oh my god. He used an item there. Crazy that we're seeing some of the items in the game. But yeah, I mean, based off of footage that I have seen of online, and really this is the first time we're seeing online officially. Don't ask me how I've seen other footage of online matches, right? But I mean, look at this. The game is running really freaking smooth. So I hope that it's all smooth sailing once the actual game comes out and we're playing online and stuff. Because it is one thing during, like, a closed beta alpha of the game for the online to be running smooth, but once you actually really start getting a bunch of people on your servers, right? That's the real stress test. Right now, there's only a limited amount of people who can play the game, so obviously the servers could probably handle that, but it's going to be interesting to see if it can handle a lot of people on all at the same time. I hope it can, man. I hope it can. The Reptar car. That item's back. That's awesome. As you can see, that super there, it was good to start off with. Was that? I think that was Raphael. No. Oh. I can't. Why can't. Okay, so it's Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. Thank you. Thank you, Brain. Thank you, Brain. It's Donatello. That was Donatello's super. It's good to start off with him in, like, the funny car. Now look at this. We have another super. Rocco this time.
Defensive players might build it
Fun
up
one.
before using it to boost the recovery in a tight spot. Or players who like to pile pressure might use it to cancel out of a heavy
I've
attack
heard that the
their
other
opponent's shield.
turtles are going to appear in Donatello's super
A lot of thought
in
went
some
into
way.
Slime 2. Not
He'll
only
probably
is
be
it
riding in the
fresh
car
from
with
a
him or
utility
something, I don't
standpoint,
know.
but it's also really well balanced. Ludosity didn't break down the exact equations that
Yeah, there's a lot of
was
new
a
moves
fancy
that I'm
map
seeing
that helps
here.
scale down stronger attacks after a slime cancel.
So we'll go over all that, like some slow motion stuff, and really see. We'll pay attention specifically to the characters that we don't get to see very often, like Rocco. But we'll look at everything. They're using a lot of Raphael footage here. I guess they like him. They like all the combos that were shown during his spotlight.
Positively buzzing with excitement to get my hands on the sticks and get brawling.
Hey, that move actually KOs people now. Wow. Okay, I'm guessing, yep, that's just all old footage, so shut him up. And then let's a bit slower here. See what we can find. So probably out of all the characters here, I mean honestly we've probably seen at least a Donatello, but still he at least had a spotlight. Not really seeing anything we haven't seen before. Was an item in the middle of the stage. What is that? Is that a pie? Is that the explosive pie? It might be. This seems really small to be the pie though. It's very hard to tell what exactly that is. And you know, it's on the red carpet. It kinda, yeah, I don't know, that looks like a pie to me. Pie to me. Again, Jenny doing her hammer move in the air, so that's definitely a special, not like a strong or anything. Basically every character except Jenny there has had a spotlight. I spotted Lincoln. Yeah, he just flew away. He has like telekinesis or something, bro. That was a forward strong from Rocco. It's still the "You're Fired" scream, I think. There's the boombox. That's coming back as an item. There's a lot of items returning, what I can tell. So when Garfield gets like a food item from one of his attacks, all it does is fill up his meter. It does not increase his health. There you go. Down tilt, wave dash, up smash, up strong I should say. We didn't see up strong before, so there you go. The pie is back, and apparently it's not like a landmine anymore. But you could clearly see SpongeBob's holding the pie there. And he just throws it and it blows up immediately. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could throw it and it'll stay on the ground like a landmine, but otherwise, if you just throw it at somebody, it'll act as like a bomb. There's like a light forward air from Leonardo. I don't think we've really seen that. And that's like a two-part forward strong. I don't think we've really seen that. So now we've got some other item. And this item seems to increase your size. I think that's is that a Jimmy Neutron invention? Yeah, that's from Jimmy Neutron. I forget what it's called, but that's definitely from Jimmy Neutron. So that will increase your size. So that's like a confirmation of a whole new item too, by the way. Which is awesome. There'll be returning ones and new ones. Yeah, that's like a multi-hit thing. I don't know what she's using to attack there. And also, what was that? Plankton dropped some kind of like drumsicle. Yeah, what is that move? What? I don't think we've ever seen that before. Huh. That's strange. I wonder if they added that. Interesting. Okay, well, trying to look at Rocco and trying to look at Norbert there. I don't think either one of them did anything though. Another item right there. Oh wait. Oh, that's White Pantera's boots. So I wonder if that will increase your speed. That's really cool. Garfield apparently got it and then immediately died. But yeah, look. We saw this icon during Lucy's showcase, and it indicates that Garfield got a speed buff right here. Kick of his. Look, Lincoln's dancing back there. That kick of his, I think, was his jab in Nick All-Star Brawl 1. I don't know if it will be like a forward tilt or jab in this one too. That was a little janky. When you see things in slow motion, sometimes you see a jank. That move just hits people like that? That's kind of crazy. That's a huge hitbox. Rocco player loves spamming forward strong. This is like a team battle, so that's cool. We knew team battles were going to be a thing, but we haven't really seen any footage of that. Really caught him though. Here we go. Slime cancel combos, baby. Get up attack. Dash attack. The Reptar car. Okay, anything new? Yeah, here's this, right? I think since both characters shielded, because supers are shieldable, which is kind of sad, but I get it. But yeah, since they shielded, another one got hit by this probably. I don't see the other turtles in the bar there, but I'm sure they'll show up somehow. There's that dash attack from Jenny. I guess that's coming back. Ooh, there's like a light back air from Jenny. She uses the big lobster claw. I'm really excited for items. Really excited for them. That'll probably be like one of the last things showing off though. They're really good super. I like how he just stands right back up though. This is probably a work in progress. I would imagine they'll probably put them in like some kind of dizzy state during that after they get hit instead they're just idle, because that does look a little weird. Rocco's got, what has he got? He's got an item, doesn't he? It looked like he had an item. Everybody's got like some kind of slime icon too, but I'm not going crazy, right? He's holding something there. Got something attached to him. I don't think anybody else does. I can't really tell what, like it looks like a syringe or something. Oh, he's about to use the Psychomatic game. I think that's it. Yep. Yeah, once again for me, I've been pretty much excited for this game ever since I saw what it was. I think that game's going to be super solid, like the gameplay. It's just getting a lot of gameplay like this for the first time and just seeing how matches will flow. Yeah, I mean, I think this game's going to be awesome. There's no question about it. The only thing that I feel like could stop the momentum of Nick All-Star Brawl 2 is just like some really weird like connection server issues at launch. I really hope that does not happen, because you know something like that is probably what ended up making multiverses fall so far behind from where it started. It's just because every single time something new came out, the servers just couldn't handle it. And I'm really hoping that the servers for Nick All-Star Brawl 2 can handle the crazy amount of people that are probably going to be trying to play the game. If it can, then that's going to be awesome, but at the very least, even if there is not like an amazing online experience from the start, I think a lot of people, when they are first buying the game, at the very least, are going to be playing the campaign mode and stuff like that. They might try 4-player battles, they might try the mini games, they might try the boss rush mode too. And yeah, I mean, we've got an article here from Game Informer that talks a little more about that, so I don't feel like reading this whole thing. It's just kind of like, you know, a standard article. It's just covering like all the main things that you need to know about the game, right? Zim can call Gur. Gur mirrors Zim's attack, so that's completely new. I honestly find that really interesting because in the reveal trailer for this game, it just kind of seemed like maybe Gur would be the exact same as he was in the first game, because there was a point where I personally thought that Zim kind of summoned Gur and then he just like exploded immediately, so we didn't even see what Gur looked like. But maybe that's a different move now. Gur is just like something completely different now, right? And then maybe Zim still has a move where he kind of summons something in front of him to move forward, like Gur used to do. Maybe. I hope we see Zim soon enough. I have a feeling he's going to be one of the last spotlights though, because he was one of the last spotlights for Nick All-Star Brawl 1 too, when they were doing it for that game, excuse me. Simplified wave dashing, I guess that just means that it's easier to do. I hope that it's as easy to do as like Rivals of Aether, because I love wave dashing in that game. In-depth training mode complete with hit/hurt boxes and trajectory data tools. I don't know how this happened, right? But I was on Twitter the other day and I saw like a leaked screenshot of the training mode from just some random dude who's not a beta tester. He was saying basically that one of the beta testers was handing out keys for the beta that, you know, only certain people are allowed to have, but this dude just randomly had it. And one thing I saw in the training mode was that you can make CPUs, basically have them record a certain action, and then once you're done recording it, they will do that action over and over and over again, which is awesome. This is a feature in other fighting games that basically allows you to, so for example, I don't know, if you're having trouble getting past a certain move or whatever, you can make a CPU do that move, and you can try to figure out, like, okay, yeah, let's say like a neutral air is really powerful, like I want to say Leonardo again. Donatello's neutral air is really annoying, really hard to get past. He's able to act right out of it after he hits you in your shield, so you try to find ways around it, or you try to find maybe an out of shield option on your character. And yeah, maybe, you know what, I probably should talk about leaks in general too, right around the end here. Yeah, I might as well, why not? But let's go over the rest of the article first. Anything important in here anyway. Here we're finally getting to get like a little bit of tiny info about campaign. Campaign lets you go through node-based challenges starring various marquee and minion characters. Node-based challenges. So does that essentially mean you are given certain tasks or maybe multiple tasks in one go? You have to complete them all. That would kind of make sense for a roguelike, right? Because as you make your way through, you unlock power-ups and other bonuses, some of which carry over into subsequent runs. I really enjoyed the creativity at play in this mode, giving me hope that Nickel Brawl 2 will be more enjoyable from the get-go. Outside of campaign, players can take on a standard arcade mode, various minigames, or work through the challenging boss rush. And yeah, I mean, I think the rest of this is basically just saying that the game's probably going to be better at launch than Nick Also Brawl 1, which I think anybody would expect. Now, I've just gone ahead and decided to bring Twitter up so that I can talk about leaked DLC roster next. So if you guys, for whatever reason, don't want to see the DLC right now, I wouldn't blame you for that at all. Go ahead and click off the video. I'll see you all later. But if you do not mind seeing who the DLC are or already know, then you can stick around to see my thoughts. But here we go. So this person right here, Azul, whatever, however you say it, this person has leaked multiverse stuff in the past, of course, and then also you may know them as Ral in the Nick Also Brawl Discord server. For a long time before Leak Talk was banned in that server, he was just going around and sharing leaked renders from the campaign mode, just whenever he wanted, whenever people requested him to. It seems like to me he has a reliable source, and along with this, Papagenos, who also do a lot of stuff about the game before it all got leaked. He was also given this same DLC lineup, so still, honestly, even with all that in mind, for you guys who like to say don't believe all the leaks that you see, well, I definitely believe the leaks that we've seen before, because there was literal photo evidence that, okay, nope, this is real and this is happening, and there's things supporting the idea that these things are probably real. But now for this, it's probably real too, but out of all of the leaks that we've seen so far, this is probably the one that take with the most grain of salt. I mean, I'd have to say this is probably real, because this is not really super duper surprising to me considering all the other roster picks that they've ended up doing. But so our apparent DLC upcoming characters for Nick Also Brawl 2 are going to be Mr. Krabs, Zuko, Iroh, and Rocksteady. So let me just go over them one by one here. Mr. Krabs is pretty sick. I think that's really good that he was a background character and everybody thought, oh man, you know, now he probably doesn't have a chance to beat DLC. Well, no, he does, and he might end up actually being in the DLC, which is awesome. Mr. Krabs really is like that last big SpongeBob character that we're missing, and it makes sense for him to be DLC because, one, he's a greedy man. It makes perfect sense for him to only really fight unless you pay him to do it, basically. You pay him money to be in your game, right? To be playable. And then number 2, Mr. Krabs is obviously from the SpongeBob franchise, and the SpongeBob franchise will sell very well if any character ends up being the DLC. But obviously, Mr. Krabs is the biggest character from the SpongeBob franchise that you could get. I feel like everybody else would basically just be like a secondary character besides like Mr. Krabs and Sandy. So Mr. Krabs is probably the best choice for a newcomer character from SpongeBob. Then we got 2 Avatar characters, Zuko and Iroh. Zuko being in the DLC, that might be surprising because Azula's there and they're both firebenders, but I'm sure that they will differentiate Zuko from Azula in a couple ways. I think they could mainly give Zuko both of his swords perhaps, and that can be his big distinction. Along with maybe just different ways of using fire, I guess. He can't really use lightning, and I don't know, him being able to fight Azula is pretty cool, honestly. And him being along with all the other Avatar characters is cool too. Then we've got Uncle Iroh as well, who is definitely extremely important to Zuko's character arc, right? But still, to me, Iroh, even though he's a super important and super popular character from the Avatar series, don't feel like he's as important as, say, Katara or Sokka, for example. Like, I would expect if there really had to be 2 Avatar characters in the DLC, like, it would probably be one of those 2 instead of Iroh. But Iroh, I think he's still gonna be a really fun character because in the very few instances where we have seen him fight, he's a complete badass, dude. Like, I love Iroh. And I've said in the past that, like, my most wanted characters for Nick All-Star Brawl 1, and it's still the same for Nick All-Star Brawl 2, and it's that any Avatar character getting into the game, any new Avatar character is a win. I want to see as many Avatar characters in platform fighting games as possible, and I'm actually pretty happy that we're getting 2 in this DLC. It's weird that Iroh is getting picked over some other characters, though. Definitely weird. It's, again, one of those weird picks that I think this game is probably going to end up becoming synonymous with. It's like, yes, this game is amazing, but man, those roster picks? What the heck is up with that, right? And again, like, another big thing for me, honestly, is that, you know, we're not getting any new franchises represented in this DLC or anything, right? But even still, having, like, I don't know, a bit more variety in the franchises represented would have been nice. It's obvious that they're just going for the big 3 franchises between SpongeBob, Avatar, and TMNT. Guarantee that DLC sells well, but I don't know. Why not just have one Avatar character? Why not just have Zuko in there and then that's it? And then prioritize adding, I don't know, literally anybody else besides Iroh. It is just weird. It is just weird. But, you know, I'm not gonna cry about it again. Any Avatar character ending up getting into the game is gonna be really fun. I think Iroh has some potential, so we'll see where they go with him. He's not the most obvious pick. I do like how, at the very least, when whoever decides who the roster picks are gonna be, I really like it when they're just picking the not so obvious picks. Sometimes. Sometimes. It's a blessing and a curse, basically. But let's talk about Rocksteady, right? Rocksteady was actually probably planned to be like a character in Nick All-Star Brawl 1 at some point. There's just like a bit of a community joke around Rocksteady, just a bunch of things about Rocksteady in general. So the fact that he would actually become a character now in this game, that seems very likely, actually. Because again, I think not in a similar way to Hugh Goodall, but I think the community has kind of themed Rocksteady to the point where maybe the devs saw that and were like, yeah, maybe people actually do want to see this happen, and we think it'd be funny if we could actually make it happen. I mean, Rocksteady, I don't have like a huge personal attachment to Rocksteady. To me, Rocksteady is just a very silly goon character in TMNT. Definitely like a big time secondary character. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, a lot of people said they want Casey Jones. I'm glad we ain't getting Casey Jones because I personally feel like Donatello would basically do a lot of the stuff that Casey's doing. Because, you know, one has a hockey stick, the other just has a stick. So, I mean, they would play pretty similar, I would think. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like Casey Jones would be probably a bit more of a rush down. But other than that, I think Rocksteady, if you're going to have to pick a TMNT character that's like a newcomer, is probably the best one to get, actually. Either that or Krang. I would have loved to see Krang, to be honest. I mean, he's in the game. He's a background character, though. So, whatever. Me, personally, Mr. Krabs and Zuko, they're obviously the two big characters that are probably going to sell the pack. I don't know how many people are going to be super excited for Iroh or Rocksteady, though. Again, especially with this roster, I think it's being criticized for a lot of characters being missing. And, yeah. I don't know. This DLC doesn't really do anything to bring people's hopes up. It just adds more to the franchises that are already super big. It kind of makes sense, honestly, to do that, but I don't know. Hopefully, if this game is successful, then we'll get more DLC, and apparently Papa Gino's, again, is hearing that potential DLC can happen. Honestly, there would probably be concrete plans for it if pre-orders were actually a thing by now, right? If Game Mill, Nickelodeon, Fairplay Labs, Ludosity all saw that this game was getting pre-ordered like crazy, then they would say, well, okay, you already have enough funding to do another DLC pass or something. But now they're just going to have to wait until the game is released, and we're going to have to see how that goes because the game is releasing November 7th, digital only on all platforms at least, or it's all same time on all platforms, so that's good. And then physical releases are not going to happen until December 1st, so that's going to be interesting. Honestly, probably not a bad thing for it to hit store shelves around Christmas time, because I think that will probably end up really ramping up the sales of the game, most likely, when people, like parents who aren't really for into, oh yeah, Nick All-Star Brawl 2 coming out November 7th, I gotta get that for my kid. Yeah, no parent in the world's thinking that. Parents are probably just gonna go shopping, see that Nick All-Star Brawl 2 is there around December time, and be like, oh, I didn't see that before, this must be a new game, and at SpongeBob and Garfield, I'll get that for my kid. That's what's gonna happen. So, I'm still pretty confident that the game's gonna do well. Hopefully, despite the weird roster choices, we can all find something to enjoy about the game if getting it straight away anyway. If you want to wait for a sale, I don't blame you. There's some weird decisions going around with this game, but for the most part, basically a complete upgrade from the first game. I'll be playing the game a lot, so I hope you join me as I'm playing the game. See you all on the next video. I think I'm done now. Bye.